Okay, so this video is about your predictions. It's because, we wish that we could call Futrli Predict Futrli Psychic, but we can't. Not yet, anyway. We're trying our best. So there might be some times when you think, do you know what? I don't agree with that prediction. That's totally fine. That's totally fine because whilst we're analyzing the data that has happened, there might be some things that you want to overlay on top to add to things, or you might want to say, actually, I'm going to be doing some reductions here. We don't know about that, but you do. So let us do 90% of the hard work. You do the other 10%. Job's a good one. So this is about your freestyle predictions. We've got three at the moment, three different methods, and I'm going to show you that one first. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. Here we are. We're back with Josie. You'll be seeing your own data, of course. And I'm just going to do this on the sales page. Equally, it does, if you're making amendments to cost of sales or expenses, or you just want to see everything at once. Sometimes, I quite like to work here where we've got your whole P&L so you can see the impacts on, profitability. Doesn't matter where you build these things out, it flows through. It's all tied together. It's just different views of the same data set. So do you know what? Let's go back to the homepage so that we can see the cash update and change, and all of those calculations happen in the background. I'm going to open an account, corporate sales in this instance, and you'll see that we've got this delightful little toggle here. And well, what does this do? Turn that off, and it removes all of the predictions for that account, for that row, from your calculations. And which calculations? All of them. So your profits being updated, your balance sheets being updated, your bank accounts being updated, your cash positions being updated. It's all happening. Your accounts receivable, accounts payable, your VAT calculations. Just by toggling that off, all of that's happened. But you'll see that there's a strike through on it that means that it's not stopped. So the predictions haven't stopped. They're going to continue happening in the background every time we sync your data. So if it gets to a point where we go, actually, that's pretty bang on, I'm going to turn that one back on again, because whatever the new thing that you were doing has happened, and you're all happy. So let's just add to this. We've got a new contract, for instance, that we've landed, and it's the freestyle prediction that we're looking at here. So new contract is what I'm going to name it. Just remember with your naming conventions here, if you're exporting here in Google Sheets because you're going for a funding application, you can be quite detailed here if you want to, and it'll give some reasoning behind the assumption that you've made. So it could be new contract, 6 months, paying in 30 days. It's up to you how you craft it, but just bear in mind, if you do that, just think about how you're naming things, and then of course it's easy for you to understand what you've predicted as well. Freestyle is just that. It's only available in the monthly view. So a monthly view can change to weekly or Monday to Sunday, Sunday to Saturday. If you're on the weekly view and you want to do freestyle, it's okay. It'll transfer you back to monthly, so it's no issue. And it's just dead quick and easy. So this is the first half of it, the activity side. So this is what you would see in your profit and loss, and what you will see in your profit and loss, net of any sales tax, so net of VAT, net of GST, and effectively, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna put in £1,000 or $1,000, whatever your currency is. We're putting in 1,000 of them for 4 periods, and I'm gonna say, okay, that's it. It's that quick and easy. However, there's 2 parts to every manual prediction, because this isn't just cash flow. Predict isn't just cash flow software. It's not just giving you this gross amount of the total invoice amount. What it allows you to do is, have that full check your profitability as well as your cash flow. So I'm going to choose the day that I want that transaction to be stored, because every single one of your predictions is stored on a specific day. That's why we can, break it down into a weekly view. That's why you've got all of the charts you can see their little daily increments. So you choose which day you want that to be stored on. It will default to the last day of the month so that it's kind of always present. But if you know that you're billing someone, you're raising an invoice for the first of the month, choose that. Please just bear in mind, however, that if it's the current month and the first has passed, It's not going to appear in the profit and loss. It may well appear depending on your credit terms and when that's going to get paid. So if you think it's going to get paid in 60 days, well, that's going to get paid in March in 2 months' time. So we'll see that in the cash view. So I'm going to keep it on the last day of the month just now. But sometimes when you go, well, where's that gone? Well, it's gone because you stored it on a day in the past. So it's just a little note there, which of course makes sense once it's explained, but sometimes it can feel a bit counterintuitive. So I'm going to choose the last day of the month. In our settings over here in the settings cog, the default rate for sales tax for this account is 20% because it's a UK business. However, if, for instance, I don't know, you were a hospitality business and you were buying food and it was zero rated sales tax, you can override any of them here. And so you can, you would put in 0 there, but I'm going to leave this at 20% just so that you can see all of the movements through. The next step is the cash impact. So we're selling £1,000 worth of goods with 20% VAT in this case. And do I want it to get paid on the same day? There's a whole video about payment types. So in this case, I'm actually going to say it's not paid on the same day. It's paid in 45 days. Actually, let's just make it 30 days. Makes it nice and simple. And I'm going to update it. Like I say, go to the video that's in the Predict series to get talk through these. So there we go. We've got our £1,000 have been predicted. And if I go to the cash view, the cash collected from sales, well, in 30 days' time, I've got £1,200 or dollars hitting my bank account because that's the gross cash flow view. Let's see it work all the way through in your financials. So here we are, we're in our profit and loss. It's in income as one would expect. We've just seen the cash collected view as well of it. So everything's moved on a month because it's got 30 days. If we go to the bank account, you can see that down here, we've got our new contract has come through. So I can see it in my bank and when it's coming in. In the current assets piece of the puzzle, I've got a new contract here for at the beginning. So it's my accounts receivable. It's not hit my bank account yet. This is where all of the calculations are happening. So you'll find that in your AR or trade creditors account, and then you'll see that once everything finally hits the bank, the last of the 4, then that nets itself out again. One final thing that we'll have a quick look at is your liabilities, because actually on the VAT, it's a UK business, this one, you can see that there's the £200, or if you were in Australia, New Zealand, for instance, your GST, you'd see that coming through as we would expect as well. And then that's then all going to feed into your payments and the calculations here. So there we go. There's your freestyle, dead easy. Create as many of them as you want. You can overlay as many predictions as you would like to. Super fast for you to be able to really test out some decisions before you make them, work out the right timings. Those are freestyle.